bit of water. So, look. When
That's a big bite. You gonna take another bite? These are our giant dinosaur drumsticks.
They're called that?
The dinosaur.
Dinosaurs don't have bones like that.
What do you think it is?
Turkey wing.
A turkey drumstick, yeah.
Daddy, can you get me? Dada?
Good?
Dada?
Yes.
Can you get me some water so when I bite the spiciness?
Yes, I'll get some water for you. Show me how you take a really big bite.
First.
Mmm. Is it yummy? Okay.
I wanna be a farmer, I think it's about time. Stop mucking around on your place and I get a farm that's mine. Think it's about time, yeah, it's about time I got a farm.
G'day everyone, welcome to another farm day. It's finally time for me to do some video editing and pump out this video for you. So I know it's been probably about 3 weeks since I've managed to upload anything, but no time like the present. So let me show you where we're at in the last 3 weeks. I knocked up this little, I suppose, pen to keep the baby chicks. You saw them kind of 3.5 weeks ago, almost a month ago now. These little guys were just a couple of days old, so they've feathered up nicely, and they'll be ready to join the bigger flock soon enough in the coming weeks. But all's going well with the original first 5, and Mama Hen has been doing a fantastic job. While we're out here, cows are back in the first paddock, loving life, chomping on the nice green grass. Also, while I'm down here, veggie patch, not really doing anything because I've been super busy and haven't really done anything. But this week that is going to change, so you'll probably see that in the next update. The one thing I did do before this, many weeks ago, was plant some chili plants. So they look really good, but they're not the ones I planted. So what happened was, early November, there was a risk of frost on a couple of nights. So I covered this with that plastic you would have seen in the previous episode. The problem with that is the next morning I raced off to the vineyard to do the service, and I completely forgot about it and left the cover on, and it pretty much just cooked them. So they are dead, and I now have 3 new ones and they're coming along. There's a couple of the ones that were dead. I think they're coming back, so I'll just leave them as they are, and we'll see how we go. That's pretty much all I put in the ground, which is disappointing because this year I really wanted to get a head start on what we did last year. And speaking of last year, it's almost been a year since we moved down here. Anyway, so this here is going to be where the tomatoes are. This is prime for me to put tomatoes in now. As you can actually see just over there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a weed popping through it now. So clearly that medium is ready for growing. The only thing I had planted in here was 2 asparagus plants. They are doing fine, but there's a whole lot of weeding that needs to be done. And while we're out here, let's go show you what's happened with the chooks, or the main chook area. Oh, I've just walked past it. I want to show you this. There's a piece of wood there, and the reason there's a piece of wood there is there's a hole just there. The hole was dug by Fredo. So Fredo dug the hole not big enough for him to get out in to the pen, but big enough for the ducks to get out. And what had happened was 4 of the ducks got out, and Trixie here and Fredo, see, she knows you know you've done something wrong. You know you're not. Leave my chooks alone. Hey? Leave them alone. So unfortunately they got 4 of the ducks. So we're down to 2 ducks. Anyhow, a whole lot of work needs to be done in here. You'll notice that all the broody hen spaces are actually empty now. None of the goose eggs actually panned out. What are you doing up there? Hey? What are you doing? This is still a broody hen, but we've got to do something with her. Haven't decided yet. Anyway, I will show you where the other broody hen went and what the result was with that. But goose was an epic fail. Just didn't work out. Anyway, so all the other chooks seem to be doing fine. We've got the 2 white ducks left. Hello girls. What's going on? And we have a new mate. Hello. Let me introduce you to either Gary or Gertrude. I don't know which one it is yet. It's probably going to be a Gertrude. So I'm going to call it a she for the moment. But this is a goose that we managed to pick up off someone. This goose is 8 weeks old and towers above the ducks. So I can only imagine how big this goose is going to get once it's full grown. But it has settled in very nicely, knowing where all the water is and clearly, and feeding well. Meanwhile, the other chooks are kind of all just chilling out. So while I'm here, my almond tree's coming along nicely. It didn't flower this year, I don't think. Haven't really been paying attention to it. So we won't get any fruit off it, which is fine. I kind of don't want fruit for this year, and I'll show you why. We'll head up to the orchard now. Oh, that's the other thing you haven't seen. I'm starting to stack wood on the outside, ready for next winter. As you can see, the grass needs to be mowed. But let's head over to the mini orchard. In fact, I think I actually got some video of me mowing the lawn. If I do, you'll see that right now. G'day everyone, it's Sunday afternoon. We finished up at the food truck. It's been a quiet weekend, so pretty bummed about that. However, it is now time, love daylight savings because we've got heaps of light still. It's time to get some yard work done, and we're gonna go mow some lawns. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go mow some lawns. Okay, so fruit trees. This is where we're at. Let's start here. Nashi pears. They're coming along nicely. There will be some fruit this year, as you can see just there. There's 2 of them, so those 2 Nashi pears come along nicely. On this nectarine I got some leaf curl, so that's really hurt the leaves. I've managed to sort it out, so some of the new leaves that are coming back looking pretty good, but it's been hurt this year. I think there is going to be some fruit, but I don't know how good quality of fruit that's going to be. Pardon me. This cherry tree took a little bit longer to get started. It did kick off, and then if you recall, during one of the heavy winds, the trampoline blew past here and pulled this out a bit, so that set it back. These are our apple trees. Quite a few apples forming on that, and you can see why I don't want it to fruit this year. Here's a good example. This is another apple, so lots of apples come along. Gonna have to put some netting over this soon to stop the birds. But look at this branch down here. So it's long, it's low, and it's gonna have a lot of fruit on it. And that branch currently will not be able to support that weight. So next year that branch will start to thicken out. So I'm actually gonna take that fruit off it, and I won't let that fruit grow anymore. Then the other 3 cherry trees at the back, this is the peach. It also suffered from the leaf curl, but again, I've sorted that out and it looks like it's on the mend. You can see some of the fruit that's on it. There's not a lot of fruit because of that. So 3 cherry trees, 1, 2, 3, all didn't flower this year as I expected that. And just growing very nicely. This was the green gauge plum. Again, didn't flower this year. Nice strong branches come along. We'll let that keep going the way it is. This, I can't remember what it was. Probably a different apple, to be honest. I can't remember. Alright, let's go to the veggies. A whole bunch of kale in there. We're picking kale pretty much every day and eating it, loving life. In here I have sugarloaf cabbages. That one's forming really nicely here. Snow peas doing really well. We're getting heaps and heaps of snow peas off it. We are pretty much eating snow peas every day. I've got garlic in here. Now this was a problem. I don't know if I recorded this or showed it before. Because I didn't pin this up nicely, it all fell down and crushed a whole heap of garlic. So I don't know if the garlic was doing any good. But having a look at this particular one, and you can, I don't know if you can make out the bulb there. So that garlic will be ready for harvest quite soon, and I hope the other ones are done alright as well. Then we've got a bit more of the sugarloaf cabbages all forming up really nicely. They've all got this pointed end on it. Then we have even more kale. My parsley's about to shoot to seed, I think, and the rosemary. So the parsley I'm probably going to smash that back, and the rosemary will just stay there, and a whole lot more herbs will come along once I pull out these kale and cabbages. So in here we have the broody hen that is now mama hen to 9 little week-old chicks. So the tribe is growing, including the 5 out there. That means that's 14 new chickens. I presume half of them will be boys, so call it 7 will be boys, 7 will be girls. We'll add 7 to the current tribe. All is going well. I just made this today actually, where I found that the baby chickens and the mama hen was wasting a lot of food. So they were getting in their food, which was just in a bowl, and scratching it out and just wasting it. So I bought these containers at $1 a pop from the reject shop, put a few holes in the top, and it looks like it's doing the job. So the chickens can eat from it, the baby chicks can eat from it, and there is little to no wastage. So happy days. Alright, so that's all the talking I'm going to do for the moment. I have a lot of video that I shot over the last few weeks, and I will try to edit that and squeeze it in now. It may not be in sequential order, so hopefully it's not too confusing, but I thought I'd share it because I've got it. In about 3 weeks, we will be up in Sydney for a few days. Looking forward to catching up with friends and family. Not looking forward to the traffic. Looking forward to getting a really good kebab. Hit Jimmy's up. Any of the boys, if you want to get the Jimmy's, let me know. And the kids will be staying up in Sydney for a few weeks with my mum and dad. So thank you very much for having them. And Louise and I will come back down here. And as soon as I get down here, it will be up at the vineyard every single day that I can. because that's their busy period, and I have to make hay while the sun shines, as the saying goes. So that's it for me for talking. I'll see you later. Thank you very much. I will try to get the next video out in the next couple of weeks, and we'll return to our more usual format. Thanks, guys. Have a good week ahead, and speak soon.